All right, we are here again with episode or the second session. Today I have a guest from the LGBTQ community. He is here to tell us about his gayness, and the first question that I want to ask him is, why are you gay?
That's a good question. I'm very happy, as you know. I'm only happy. I'm happy, happy, happy. I smile all the time. I haven't stopped smiling in 24 years since I've been alive. My face is in constant pain right now. What is this opening bit? Oh my gosh.
No, I wanted to do that since I know that's something that you and I mostly know. That interview from, I think it was somewhere in Africa, that guy that.
Yeah, that little interview and that it's pretty famous. It was
Oh yeah.
very humorous. What's funny about that? He was genuinely confused. He wasn't like trying to be bigoted in any way.
Oh,
he
yeah,
was like
yeah.
legit confused.
Yeah,
Like,
he's like,
like he was trying to understand. Like, why are you gay?
He's like, why? Who says I am? You are gay. He's like, oh, okay. No, but today I have Well, how do you want to introduce yourself as?
I'm GooglyEyes. That's my moniker I go by nowadays.
All right. GooglyEyes is IRL friend of mine.
Yes. Unfortunately, I'm kidding.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
No, you can be as honest as you want. I don't fucking care. But yes, I do know Googly Eyes. Fuck. but again, since we are barely starting this, with this, so I will be stuttering like always, and the nerves will get to me and all that shit. But,
It's all right, man. I stuttered too.
Yeah.
We're in the same boat, same club.
Yeah, but you seem to be less stuttery since like I'm more like I'm fucking stumbling over my damn words.
What helps me is that I tend because I used to do a lot of speeches and presentations in school. So whenever I'm in this situation, I kind of enter school mode. So I act as if I'm doing a presentation or a speech.
No, yeah, I every time
Please get a good grade. Please give me an A, man.
Yeah, I was I always try to find an excuse when I used to do presentations. I hated that shit.
My voice is sore. I have an infection in my throat.
But yes, this is Googly Eyes. He's gonna be my second victim for this podcast / interview that I'm doing. And
Help me. He has me held hostage.
But yeah, I wanted to start off by just asking, what your interests are, who you are, and what do you do in life other than being gay.
You mean happy? Okay, but
However
seriously,
you want to see it as.
all right. Well, haven't been doing much. My main interest is video games and television. Besides being an avid gamer, I play games a lot, but I also edit. I do video editing.
Yeah.
Still learning. I'm not that great, but I'm still learning.
Same
It's a nice
here.
process.
I mean, I'm sure you have more experience than I do. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
barely started fucking 2 weeks ago.
It's fine. I mean, I started on a new program, so I have to relearn a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, aside from that, I go to college for television production. Right now, I had to take a semester off due to the pandemic and whatnot, keeping everyone home, and I just don't want to deal with all that pandemic nonsense. So I just been doing other things on the side to pass the time for this semester. Aside from that, other interests, just sometimes watching shows, movies. I've been collecting Yu-Gi-Oh cards a lot.
You too?
I love it.
I mean,
I collect sometimes Pokemon, but they're so expensive. They're way more
those
expensive than
are-
Yu-Gi-Oh because of the Pokemon craze this year because it's
I
the
know,
anniversary year. So it's really hard to get to Pokemon. Even though
Yeah.
there's some Pokemon cards I really want to get, I have to wait it.
Yeah, you
But I'm
really
fine
have
with
to
Yu-Gi-Oh.
commit with that, with fucking collecting Pokemon cards. It's fucking
I'm a-
insane
yeah.
with all that shit.
It's really crazy, especially trying to get it because everyone's trying to buy Pokemon. So everything's skyrocketed up the prices.
Oh yeah.
It's really hard. It's hard to find stock even in stores. Like you go to a store, the whole Pokemon section is empty, and then right next to it is the Yu-Gi-Oh section, which has a good amount of stuff left. Like there's no one's buying as much Yu-Gi-Oh as compared to Pokemon right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I actually, speaking of Yu-Gi-Oh, I even opened up some packs yesterday. Got some nice
Oh.
stuff. Nothing crazy though.
Do you ever post those on YouTube? and then
No,
pretend.
I don't record them. Surprisingly, I should record them. I just don't have the right
Yeah,
cable link.
so that way, whenever Pokemon, or I mean, whenever Yu-Gi-Oh becomes a thing, you can be like,
Becomes big, crazy.
yeah,
Like
you can be like,
as
I started this
I'll,
before it was cool.
even though there's already plenty of better YouTubers right now who do Yu-Gi-Oh stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't never really looked into them as much
Right.
as like Pokemon, but they'll get their spotlight someday.
One day, yeah.
And then they'll be able to get all the ladies,
All the single ladies.
all the single ladies.
Aside from that, I haven't been doing much else. Just been chilling, trying to stay safe, waiting on my second dosage because I did get the first dose of the vaccine.
Lucky bastard. I'm still fucking struggling just to get my first one.
Yeah, it's hard. It's pretty slow and messy how they're distributing it, but give it time. Just stay safe. I have my second dose set for next month in October, not in April. I mean, and I'll be set for a good while.
Yeah. Do you hear that behind me? The noise?
Sounds like an alarm.
Yeah, that's so. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't have fucking noise canceling recording studio.
Right,
So
right.
There'll be a lot of background noise.
You could probably do that. You can easily use Audacity to do some noise.
That's what I use. I'm still learning.
Yeah, Audacity is a really good program for free.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You can do a lot with that. So
Yeah, I was able
don't be
to
ashamed.
pick up on that very, very quick. Because
Yeah, it's just a quick YouTube search. All you need to look up a quick video to tell you. Okay, here's how you noise cancel. Here's how you remove the background noise.
yeah.
It's really simple.
Hopefully, I'm able to do it right. But
Trial and error.
But going back to touching bases with the college stuff, before you even went into college, like, did you already know what you were going for? Like when you were like in graduating
I
high school?
initially wanted to major in computer science. I wanted to get into programming, but after about a year or two of doing it, I was fed up with it. It was just obnoxious. It was boring and hard, and I didn't see much fun in it. It wasn't fun. I didn't enjoy it. So halfway through college, I switched majors to television, and it's been way better. I have a lot more fun. I always wanted to create stuff more so than program. The reason why I even bothered with program really was because of gaming. Maybe I might be able to code games,
Right.
but I'm like, nah. I'd rather make content related to games. Maybe edit the commercials or make the commercials or the trailers. That stuff is what I like. When I was a child, I always wondered what exactly was the process of making this show. How did they end up drawing the cartoons, or how did they get the actors, and how did they bring it all together after they record all the footage?
Right. Like I always wondered that too. The steps of being able to make one trailer that is like a minute long, like the manpower and the hours and poured into that.
A single trailer can, depending on the production and budget, could take days to make.
Yeah.
And cost hundreds of thousands of dollars sometimes, depending on the type of commercial. It's a fun but a very complicated process,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
But I do enjoy it. It's just I'm not a fan of having to be the one in charge usually, because it's a lot of pressure. I like to be more of the other second hands, But overall, I like this change. I'm glad I made the change from computer science to television. It's a lot better for me, and I can definitely see myself easily find something I want to do, which is being an editor. I want to be an editor.
An editor.
Yeah.
An anemone. But yeah, transferring over to that, how difficult was that? Because since I don't go to college and I'm not planning on going to college anytime soon.
It was a little tricky. I had to do a little bit of research. It wasn't bad, but what was confusing is just knowing when and what classes I needed, because I had to. It definitely set me back a bit because I have to retake a couple of classes, or there were some classes I have to take instead, because some of the classes I took for computer science didn't count towards my degree for that particular major. It may have counted for some other general stuff, but I had to. It definitely set me back a bit though. But yeah, the hardest part was just simply making sure it was the right choice. I was always, I was always doubting myself. Like, am I making the best choice? So I just keep going with computer science. So I just.
And for how long were you in doing computer science until you were like
a year and a half?
A year and a half. And what did you learn? Did you learn anything, or was it
I
just
learned a
like?
couple of coding things, but most of it has kind of escaped my mind since then. I kind of lost complete interest now. I'm strictly on the photographing, video
Mm.
editing stuff. That's all I. That's what I want to do. What I care about.
And what things did you or do you remember from computer science
Aside
that you
from all the
learned?
frustration,
Yeah.
there was some interesting stuff. It has a very particular way. It's like a language. You're learning a new language in a sense.
Mm.
It's like learning a math language is what it is.
Mm. The universal language of mathematics.
Something like that, but it's pretty challenging. But you can do some really interesting stuff. It's just the way they. I think maybe it was just the professors or just the curriculum in general. It's just presented in a really bland and boring way. Like I
It's your
just
fault, not mine.
maybe it was me, maybe it was the school. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy it. Like it was interesting at first for like the first like class, but afterwards I just lost so much interest. This was letter this equals true, logic that. It's
Jesus.
just it just made things
English,
confusing.
speak to
I
me
wasn't a
as
fan
a
of it.
human.
You know, I'm
Damn.
sure there's a lot of people who love computer science. I'm not dissing programming or computer science. I know it's a very important and big thing for technology. We need engineers, we need programmers. So not
Yeah.
to diss them or anything. It's just it wasn't for me. You know,
Yeah. I like.
everyone has their strengths, their weaknesses, and their roles.
Right. Like I was planning on, if back in the day, to join to do that. To just be an engineer, but after like just being online and then seeing what they have to go through just to get through just to get through the first
Yeah,
semester
it's a lot.
it's yeah, like it's something. It's not for the.
I mean, any career you're trying to take is going to take a bit of time and effort, and it's going to require a lot of attention. Even for television, for me, there was a lot of stuff I had to do,
Hmm.
stuff I still need to do, but I
Yeah, but
find that more enjoyable. I can handle that because I understand it way more than I would with
right. Yeah, because
coding.
like you're saying, like you did enjoy it, since you have to find what you do enjoy. Because if again, like if you're not enjoying it, then why the fuck continue and spending all that money
Yeah.
and learning something you
After all, I
just
am
don't want
paying to
to.
get those classes, so
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not going
yeah.
to spend more money on classes I don't need or don't care for.
And since you're in college, do you have any college stories to tell us?
College stories?
Yeah.
None. It's been very boring. I don't go to college parties. I'm just a flat out nerd that just went to class, did my work, did my absolute best to get good grades, which I did. Not to brag or anything, but yeah, I didn't really do much. I mean, I had some moments with like struggles in some projects because
Um,
sometimes I have group projects, so there was always worries and struggles with getting everyone to work together, and I messed up in some occasions
would
that kind of
they
set it back.
reprimand you like when you would mess
There
up
was
on
there was
something?
one particular project, but that project was mostly due to the fall of just the timing of the whole project of the professor giving
Mm.
us no time.
And then what's it called for the for the people there? Like, did they was it anything like experiencing from high school, or was like the whole vibe very different?
It's completely different,
Like, there's no
one
people
billion
coming
percent
in,
different.
coming in the
From
classroom
from
like
from
20
from
minutes
my from
late.
high school to college, it is a completely different beast because people actually are adults. They
Right.
feel like adults.
Well,
They don't
like
do
you're paying for
dumb
it.
nonsense a teenager would do. So that's obviously a difference.
Mm.
I'm not saying all of them are like mature or anything, but like it's a very different vibe. It's a lot more chill. People are there because the difference is they're there because the government's making them to go there. They don't have to go to college necessarily. They're paying to go there. So I think the only difference is that people in college tend to be a lot more stressed out and a little bit more like, what's the word I'm looking for? Annoyed sometimes because like they have a lot of work to do. They're having to do work outside the school and of course dealing with classes. So the vibe is a lot more calmer and nowhere near immature, but it's definitely a lot more, people are like, it's like a job almost for a lot of people. And they're like very like, time to do this class. That's what I've noticed in the
And
years of taking college.
how long do you have to go through to finish to get a degree?
It really depends. Ideally, they tell you 4, but most likely it may take you 5, 6. Who knows? It depends on what you're taking and how much you take in a semester.
And do you already have anything set up or know where to go after this? After you finish?
Um, when I finish, if I do finish, I've contemplated whether or not just to leave because I'm just kind of fed up with school already. I've been at it for so long, and I already know what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's just become a freelance editor and apply to studios, make projects, like make my own projects so I can have a portfolio and then just present it to YouTubers or content creators or companies to hire me as an editor for their studio and all that.
Ah.
That's what I want to do.
Well, maybe
That's my ultimate goal.
well, maybe if what I'm doing starts, takes off, maybe I'll hire you.
All right, I want $800 an hour.
Oh fuck no.
I want the best healthcare. I want my vacations, free vacations per year.
$25. You take it or leave it.
I'll give you a buttercup and a half a peanut an hour.
And an eaten half-eaten Reese's cups.
Yeah.
So, going a little bit further back from college and going into high school, we're going to be going back. Getting to know your roots. How was your high school experience? Like almost leaving high school. Like, were you dreading?
Okay.
Like the day.
There were some things I wish I did, but overall I was satisfied. My mentality, though, from beginning of high school to the end of high school, completely changed. It's like two different. GooglyEyes. Censor that out. It's like two different me's in high school. For 9th to 10th grade, I was very immature, still much an idiot. I mean, I was doing good in classes, yes, but I was a lot more immature and always like doing dumb stuff with some of my friends that I'm sure you know. Toasted Donuts. I'm always playing Xbox Live with them and a bunch of other stuff. Mm-hmm. I was a bigger, obnoxious idiot. So from 11th grade and onward, I completely changed for the most part. I became a lot more mature, way more reserved, and a lot more lax. I wasn't much of a fan of all the inappropriate, immature jokes I used to do back then. I don't know what changed. You know what it probably was? Is when I developed my severe anxiety halfway through high school.
Anxiety, you mean?
Yeah, I experienced a ton of anxiety attacks and panic attacks halfway through high school for some reason. I'm not sure what it was. I'm not sure it was the pressure from school or something. I was in a bad place because of it for about a whole year. I lost a shit ton of weight as a result from it because I refused to eat. That's why I'm so thin today, because of that. I used to be very obese. I was like nearly 300 pounds at one point. Dude. But because of it, I just stopped eating. It was a bad way, but a good way in the same time.
I mean, now you look better. I mean, you look good now. You've been
I gained a few pounds over the quarantine, but I'm not nowhere near that level. Like, I'm still under 200.
But again, I haven't gotten to see you in a while. Yeah. So I wouldn't know.
Visually, I don't look that different. I look roughly the same, but in terms of the scale, the last time I checked, there's a few extra pounds. Trying to lose some more.
And
aside from that,
go on.
Aside from that, really, it's just not much else. It's just I guess my body was like, it's time to change. Maybe I was like going through a metamorphosis halfway through high school that caused all that stuff.
Like a growth spurt in a way.
I don't know. Not a physical one, but definitely a mental. Maybe that's what caused the panic attacks. I don't know, but I suffered for a whole year. I had to take therapy for that, but I got better.
And well, when the date like of graduating almost came to be, did you already know, or at what grade did you know that, all right, this is what I'm going to be going to college? Or
well, I knew I was going to go to college because I had applied already.
Oh, what grade?
Somewhere early 12th.
Oh, okay.
Because I know because the high school I went to was always pushing us to apply to as many colleges as possible and whatnot.
And
so that's what I did.
You did it hit you like, okay, I'm going to college in 12th grade, or was that something?
I don't know. It hit me, but not like I didn't realize it at first. It just felt like, I graduated. It felt weird, but also not unusual. I don't know. It was strange. It felt like I was dreaming a bit, but I wasn't scared.
And when you graduated, did you already all right, I got accepted into a college, or Well, not
Yeah,
yet.
I got accepted to two different universities, but I ended
Uh-huh.
up going to CSUN because it was closest,
Okay.
most convenient, and I don't have to pay for housing because I live really close.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that all.
So I chose the school like saved me the most money.
Yeah. And well, what
But
are
yeah,
some of some crazy stories that you have for, um, in your high school days? Like
high school days. Oh
yeah,
man, let me think. There's a lot of different things that happen. Most of them are just dumb. Aside
dumb.
from my panic attacks.
Uh huh.
Speaking of panic attacks, I even when I was going to my locker in one of the halls in high school, at the end of the day, I actually had a panic attack midway through. But I was like walking normally, no one would have noticed. But I immediately started breathing really deeply, and my heart accelerated really fast.
Mm-hmm.
But I somehow got it under control. Like I was like, how did I do that? How did I not start? I don't know. It was weird. But aside from that, other
Uh-huh.
high school stuff,
Were you?
I remember back in I think ninth or 10th grade, it was storming outside, and we had to go to the gym, but we had to walk through the storming weather, and my socks. I was just running around with some friends, and we were just going crazy, hitting the puddles and everything, despite
Mhm.
how wet we were. And there was even lightning.
Damn.
Like we were a bunch of monkeys out on a monsoon or something, a bunch of apes. As for other crazy stories, I'm trying to think here that I was involved with.
Hmm.
Aside from some friends, we always did some really dumb jokes amongst each other, where we're saying some just typical teenager nonsense,
Can you?
like "Ha, ha, ha, I did your mom, dude," that kind of stuff.
Oh, I remember those days. And
But yeah, I
uh-huh.
mean, that's all I can really remember. I know you and I'm pretty sure you and I went to the same high school, but we
Oh
didn't
yeah,
know each other
yeah,
back then.
yeah. And
I remember seeing Prismo back then too.
Yeah.
He was with Toasted, but I
Yeah.
rarely interacted with Prismo too much. The only time I really interacted with him was was asking him to trade me some Pokemon starters from his copy of the other Pokemon game from I think it was Sun and Moon, I think,
Uh-huh.
or X and Y, one of those two. It was when that game came out. Like, hey man, can you give me a Cyndaquil, bro, please?
And since you're talking a lot about Pokemon, it seems like that really does interest you a lot. But
Oh yeah, I played a lot of Pokemon, but lately I'm kind of like after Sword and Shield, I was like, wow, this series needs something different. It needs to evolve, dude. It's like Sword and Shield was half baked. It was clear it was rushed out.
oh yeah.
Remember,
I
but one of the biggest things for me wasn't so much like not having enough Pokemon in it, like everyone else was talking about.
hmm
It was the lack of voice acting in that game. It's a console game, but there's no voice act
oh yeah.
for a game for a company as big as Game Freak and Pokemon. Company.
I mean,
I'm not expecting
uh-huh.
voices for every text box, but at least for the more important ones.
Oh yeah.
Remember, I'm not sure if you played Sword and Shield. Have you played it?
Oh yeah. I got the sword one, but I only played it for a bit. Thinking high expectations for it. The only thing that I did enjoy was the free, quote unquote, free roam that they had implemented in it.
That one was interesting, but I think
Yeah,
it needed a
it
lot
was
of
still
work.
very restricted to
Still very bare
that, and
bones.
there was literally only one whole huge place that you were able to do that, and nothing really else. Everywhere
It
else
looked
was like,
I'll be honest though, despite how cool that wild area was, it looked fugly as hell.
oh yeah, 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 that's for sure.
But let me give you an example how like why this game kind of needed voice acting, at least in the important cutscenes. There's a scene in one of the gyms, the second to last gym,
hmm
where Pierce, that one punk guy, one of the gym leaders,
hmm
there's this cutscene where he's singing, and they
Oh,
have a
that's
whole
right.
animation for it,
That's
but
right.
there's no vocals. It's
Yeah,
just
that
text. It looks
really.
so dumb and awkward. Like why?
Yeah, that was a very awkward moment because
That's
you're seeing him there
that
move and
that proves my point that
doing all this
this
crazy
series
shit.
needs to have it needs cutscenes. It needs voice acting in these cutscenes.
Yeah,
You know,
like
I'm not,
for that kind of shit, it only
there's no
works.
excuse.
Like it only worked for like the DS and the Game Boy versions
Yeah,
of
like there's
that,
no
but
excuse.
if
You're now
you're
on a home console on the Switch.
yeah,
There's
yeah,
no excuse now.
yeah, like
I am
there's
gonna
more
say this much.
movement
I
in
am
this.
very much looking forward to Pokemon Legends.
Oh yeah, that does. Yeah, I'm
That
actually
looks
pretty
like an
hyped for that.
actual evolution of the
Yeah,
franchise.
yeah, I'm
Something
really.
different for once, not the same old nonsense we've had for the last 20 years. An actual evolution.
Oh yeah,
Now, I hope this ends up being good. I hope they
oh
actually
yeah.
put their heart onto this. I hope it's complete. I hope there's voice acting of some sort, please. And at least in the major cutscenes, I'm not saying every bubble, but
Mhm.
at least in the major ones. But I hope I want it to be good and successful because I think this is a really good direction for the series that it desperately needed.
I really
Because they can only do
doubt.
this. They can only do the same thing for so long. People will start to catch up to it. It will be like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I highly doubt they'll have voice acting, but just as long as like the gameplay, hits.
just don't have singing cutscenes again with
No.
nothing. Please, it looks so dumb. Like it's like a mime singing.
Uh,
I'm not talking about Mr. Mime, but that's pretty much my relationship with Pokemon. I grew up watching the anime. I got a couple of cards, but I've since lost them. I was a horrible kid when it comes to taking care of stuff.
Oh yeah, me
when
too.
I was younger.
Now that I have like my own.
Oh yeah, I take care of things. So,
Case
like
and
every
shit.
time I get a Yu-Gi-Oh card, I always put a sleeve in it every
Like,
single time.
oh,
And
I
if it's
can't touch it with my
if it's a
bare
$5
hands.
plus dollar card or a card that I actually really like, I double sleeve.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm not there yet. The only cards that I've actually collected and kept were the ones that. Fuck. The Prismo. Fucking.
That's
I'll
a beep.
edit it out. Yeah, that'll beep it out. Or it out.
Talk
But,
about how.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's my that's my censor. But
You're gonna call me. People are gonna call me a loser for it or a nerd. But like, I have like a binder. I almost have a full binder of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But I have opened a bunch of tins and booster boxes, and I have these white little card storage boxes that I call common coffins. That's where I put all my common cards, the cards that are worth really nothing or just duplicates that are worth like cents, literal cents, and I just put them all in there. I literally call them the common coffins.
The common
1, 2, 3. Whenever I see a common card, oh, you're going to the coffin.
So you never really give rid of even.
I have a lot of duplicates. I need to figure out how to though, because I'm gonna run out of room, and I'm just gonna have too many of the same. Because sometimes I get the same cards. I get the same card pack sometimes.
Yeah, because
I'm
always
trying to go for rare cards.
Because like the ones that are like always like very. Fuck, how do you call
Yeah,
them?
like I'm pretty
The
sure
most
I'll
common.
probably go to a local card shop or some website
Yeah.
that'll buy all my commons. Future, I'll get them all my duplicates. I'll keep a couple, maybe 1 or 2 copies of the same card just in case.
If anything happens.
But yeah, I have way more Yu-Gi-Oh than Pokemon cards.
Mm.
I haven't bought Pokemon cards in over a few months now. I bought a few tins here and there, but the only time I bought a ton of Pokemon was back at early this year after Christmas. My family bought me an immense amount of Pokemon stuff.
Damn, dude.
They bought me a few Yu-Gi-Oh, but it was mostly Pokemon cards I got. So I got a ton of Pokemon cards. Nothing really crazy though. No shiny Charizards or anything.
But what's like the most valuable Pokemon card that you would say you have?
I don't even know. I honestly haven't checked the prices on those. I just know my Yu-Gi-Oh ones. I know the prices for those.
Well, how about the Yu-Gi-Oh ones? What's the
my most valuable one is a Starlight rare card.
Starlight rare card.
It's about $150. I was trying to go for a different Starlight rare, called Trishula, the Ice Barrier Dragon. I was trying to get a Starlight rare of that because that's like $350, or a Pot of Prosperity. That's also like $3 something. The second most valuable card is like a $70-$80 card. That's like a secret rare. It's called.
I mean, once like once the Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, sorry. Once Yu-Gi-Oh has their spotlight in the moment,
maybe they'll
the
spike
moment
up.
in the spotlight, yeah, they'll spike up.
I mean, yeah, maybe. So we'll see.
They'll go up.
Yu-Gi-Oh's still pretty. It's nowhere near as big as Pokemon still,
no.
even though it's part of the big 3 trading card games.
Yeah.
Really, the only trading card games that people care about, or at least the big ones that matter the most, I guess, are Pokemon, obviously, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, like I have a few of those of the Magic the Gathering, even though I don't play at all. I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing with them.
I don't.
The only reason I have them is because Prismo made me buy them, and now I just have them in my drawer, collecting dust. Maybe someday they'll be worth something, but
maybe
who the hell knows? But yeah, that's the only cards that I actually own for that shit. So
gotcha.
Oh, that's the time for that, for the 30 minutes. All right, so we're going to end it here. So we're going to be continuing in part 2 in a little bit. I'll be seeing you guys soon. Bye.